Hi guys, a big part of self-empowerment goes through you being able to access true information. As you can access true information, then the decision that you take based on this information is very likely to be correct, right? It's very likely to be an informed decision. Over the past 2 to 3 years, we have seen that people were not able to access true information regarding healthcare or medical procedure and took, unfortunately, the wrong decision for themselves, right? It's important that we people be able to access online content that is true, that is diversified. And it's important that we have platforms where the government is not coming and asking you to remove some of the videos, or third party coming and ask you to censor part of the content just because it doesn't align with their own interests. If you take decision based on incorrect information, then it's very likely that you will be negatively impacted, but also impacting negatively the people around you. Today we'll be talking to Hayssam of CrowdBunker.com. CrowdBunker.com is a platform where you can upload as well as see uncensored videos. Hayssam will take us through the platform and will also mention us that they are currently raising 300,000 euros from the people. Personally, I want to help them because I think that accessing true information is fundamental for me to take good decisions. And so I will do something special at the end of the video. I will directly donate and take you through the process of donating to this platform if you feel like you should allocate a little bit of the money in your wallet to those people because they actually protect your access to true information and they enable you to take informed decision, which is critical in the current context. Enjoy the video, guys.
Hi, Hayssam. Good to have you on Peoplelyzer.
Hi, Julien. Thanks for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you.
To French boy. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, maybe for those who are in the audience who don't know you yet, could you just give a few words about yourself?
Sure, of course. So I'm Hayssam. I currently live in Morocco after having spent more than 14 years in France, in Paris mostly. It's this whole pseudo crisis of sanitary crisis of the COVID that got me back to my country of origin, Morocco, where I grew up. I was born in Senegal, though, to Lebanese parents, but raised in Morocco with a French education. And this lockdown and all the craziness around the masks and around all the injections, all this crazy situations that we have found ourselves in got me back to Morocco for a number of reasons, which I'm not going to get into right now because this is not the subject. The subject is our liberation, not our bonding. So I currently live in Morocco. I'm a holistic coach, although this is like the one, how do we call that? Like the one etiquette we say in French. I don't know, Julien, if you know the name, you know, us French people, we really like our French language, right? So we have a hard time sometimes getting the words in our languages, but this is like the one thing that the label, this is the one label that I accept to get called by holistic coach because it represents something that's wholesome, something that's complete, without any room for I would say laziness or for being slacky. It's like we're looking for the truth. Where is the truth? The truth is holistic. The truth is never partial. So it's more of a démarche. It's a process. It's never a conclusion. So this is like the one label that I accept to get tagged by. And I'm also a tango dancer. And many other things, but most importantly, currently, the reason why I'm here today is like the function for which I'm here today is as a CrowdBunker evangelist.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's go on to the topic, the bunker, CrowdBunker. What is it?
So I am a CrowdBunker evangelist because we are definitely here to diffuse the good news, the gospel, that there is a way. There is definitely a way out of this corruption, out of this oppression, out of this insanity that we are living right now. And that starts with one thing: freedom of speech. Without freedom of speech, there is no freedoms whatsoever. No freedom of moving around, no freedom of working, no freedom of anything. Without freedom of speech, all your freedoms go away. So CrowdBunker is literally a bunker for the crowd. When there is some kind of crisis of big, of big terrifying event, well, we're all running away from that event. Well, that event has come full throttle on our faces about 2.5 years ago. We realized we're not living in democracies. We thought we were living in democracies, but that was a lie right from the onset, since we were born, and certainly way before. And 2 years ago, this came blatantly out into the blue. We realized, no, we're not living in democracies. We're living in disguised tyrannies. But there is one tyranny, which is that of the tyranny of the one discourse, the tyranny of the one story, the tyranny of the one perspective, which is the one that the medias, the governments, the GAFAM, and all those big tech and such are trying to impose upon us. And this tyranny today has come unveiled. We see it. We see the lie. So CrowdBunker is this place where we can definitely take refuge to keep on expressing ourselves freely and to keep on being informed freely. Because if we don't have the right kind of information, we're not going to be able to take the right kind of decisions. So this is what CrowdBunker is about. It's a platform for free thinkers, for free beings, for human beings who are not identifying with the discourse of their governments or of such or such corrupted media or such algorithm manipulating company which uses us as their products by using our data to manipulate our actions and our opinions, most importantly. So it's literally a place for freedom, because freedom again starts with freedom of speech. So it's a place where we can talk freely, where we can discuss freely, where there is no censorship whatsoever. If there is one thing that's moderated, it's copyrights. When there is something that's being posted that's copyrighted, that's moderated. Yes, Julien.
Before we go into the detail of the platform, I'd like to take the audience through the foundation of the bunker, right? Basically, the story behind the bunker, so that they understand why Matthieu started to build a bunker, right? Let's go through this, and then we go toward the feature, functionality, the value for the people.
Sure, let's do that. So Matthieu is a remarkable young man who is 26 years old now, who was 24 when he created CrowdBunker back in November of 2020. He was noticing so many YouTube channels which were being closed, many videos which were being censored, and he decided, he's a developer and an entrepreneur, he decided that from his own perspective of this reality that we are co-creating all together, he decided that he had to do something. So he did, and he created CrowdBunker. He came up with the name. He started actually designing this platform. In the beginning, it was only designed to duplicate YouTube videos from channels which were synchronized with CrowdBunker, to duplicate all the videos so that anytime there was video that was being censored, it was flagged on CrowdBunker as a video that was censored, and an email was sent to all the people who were registered on CrowdBunker to tell them, hey, this video has been censored, so you'd better take a look at it, because it certainly contains some very important information. And that was, November 2020, that was before the forced injections were being, forced upon people. So being informed was so important at that time. And without CrowdBunker, so many people would have missed a lot of information. So right now, we'll come back to the numbers later, but let's keep on talking about the...
So simple idea, but genius idea, basically, and having that idea at the right moment when really it was under pressure. But the guy basically getting his censored channel on YouTube, his channel censored on YouTube, was also getting alerted and be aware that his content was actually now on CrowdBunker, so that was an opportunity to move his audience also from YouTube to CrowdBunker, I guess, right?
Right. Actually, Odyssey was getting started at that time. It was just coming up, Odyssey. People were synchronizing their channels with Odyssey so that anytime they posted something, it would go on Odyssey, etc., etc. But Odyssey was not very stable, and it still is not to this day. CrowdBunker is way more stable than Odyssey, although it's still in beta. But that's something that we're going to talk about later, how we're coming out of beta. And CrowdBunker was coming up as this tool, mostly for the French-speaking world, to synchronize channels and to send actually notification every time there was a video that was censored. And that was really the genius part about this project. It was informing people that there was censorship, because every time there is something that's censored on YouTube, not only you're losing the ability to keep on discussing with your community, say you have 100,000 people, well, you're locked out of your ability to address those 100,000 people. So basically, you own zero of your relationships, zero, because anytime they can just cut you off. So the genius idea behind this was to say, all right, we have a big problem here. We know that there is this channel, that channel, that channel. Not only they have like isolated videos that are being censored, but it's definitely full channels that are being taken down. Like from one day to the next, you have a channel like Jean-Jacques Crèvecoeur, who's definitely like one of the main one of the main whistleblowers in the French realm that got totally censored out of YouTube. Does not exist anymore. It does not exist. So many of them. I'm not gonna mention them, but I think Jean-Jacques had the biggest YouTube channel, more than like 230,000 subscribers. Gone from one day to the next. So CrowdBunker, the genius idea was like, okay, we know that individual videos are being censored, but full channels are being totally wiped out of the map. So the genius idea was this: we synchronize as many channels as we can. And every time there is one video, no matter which channel, from which channel it comes, that gets censored, we inform all the people who are registered on CrowdBunker that this was censored. And this was very powerful on the onset.
That's awesome. Let's look at the value here for the user. So as a user, right, as someone viewing video on CrowdBunker, I'm able to access content that is not available on other channels, right? Talk to me for the value.
Oh, what do you mean? Please.
So the value for the user of CrowdBunker, right, being able to access content that potentially is not even available on any other platform.
All right. Well, there is a lot that can be done on CrowdBunker. As I told you at the beginning, it started with just being able to synchronize the videos and alerting the people who were registered on CrowdBunkers that there was a video censored. Now, not only you can synchronize your YouTube channel every time you post on YouTube, it synchronizes on CrowdBunker, but you can also directly upload to CrowdBunker, which is not something that was possible at the beginning. You can also post text, you can post images, and you can do live streams, which is something that's really valuable. It works way better than Odyssey and so many other services which actually charge for that. CrowdBunker does not charge anything for that. It's free. While it's still in beta, it's free. And I would say the biggest value on CrowdBunker is trust. Trust. There is one guy behind this project, and his name is Matthieu. And we all know him, young guy, 26 years old. He owns all the capital of CrowdBunker. There is no company, no funds, no hedge fund, no crazy shit like that owns any piece of neither the capital nor the decision making nor the technology of CrowdBunker. It's all owned by one guy, and his name is Matthieu. Mm-hmm. And he tried to stay as discreet as possible until a few weeks ago. And so I was in charge of, I gave myself that role, of course, in understanding with him, of speaking publicly about CrowdBunker, of evangelizing about CrowdBunker, for the simple reason that it's an incredible piece of not only software, because it's very stable already, but it's also an incredible project, enterprise that we are all actually stakeholders of, for a simple reason that our freedom of speech is really our main staple. If we don't have this freedom of speech, we don't have all the rest, because the information that's going to be entering our minds and the minds of our relatives and our friends and our bosses and our everything is going to be the one of the single speech, of the single discourse that's being imposed upon the whole world. So I would say the main value of CrowdBunker, of joining the bunker, is to protect our freedom of speech, of any kind of how do we call that again? D'ingérence, of intervention from the governments, from the big tech, from the big money, from the big gov, everything. We're protecting our freedom of speech, and that's the big value. And we know who we can talk to. It's one guy, one young genius who took on himself, who put his other businesses aside, who took the risk actually of being attacked personally, financially. Like the government, French government knocked on at his door. So not physical door yet. It might happen, but it's by being on the light that we are protected from the darkness. So we're doing our best to actually protect what Matthieu has been doing by showing our support. And the day something happens to him in one way or another, they can be sure that he won't be alone, because what he's doing right now has been touching millions, not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, millions of people who connect every month, millions of individual visitors who connect every month to either get informed or to inform on CrowdBunker. So I would say the biggest value that one gets from being on the bunker is to protect our collective freedom of speech. And I guess we're gonna speak about that, to contribute to our collective intelligence, which is way more powerful than artificial intelligence.
Definitely. So as a user, as someone basically want to upload content on CrowdBunker, how do I be sure that my content will not be censored? And I think that's a legitimate question for a lot of people, given that, yeah, on platform like YouTube, you can get your video censored within a few minutes if you hit the wrong keywords.
Well, how do you get sure? By experience. And if you look at the experience of the more than 120, nearly, I think, 1,000 people who are currently registered on CrowdBunker, who have an account more or less active, but we have like 120, nearly 1,000 accounts created. Well, from the experience, if you can see online anywhere people complaining about being censored on CrowdBunker, then it means it's happening. And if you yourself create an account and you get censored, well, it means it will have happened. But so far, so good. Never happened. And the French government, actually, the Ministry of what we call the Ministère de l'Intérieur, the Ministry of Interior Affairs, I guess we say, has contacted CrowdBunker and say, hey, we want this backdoor access to your platform so that we can select whenever there is something that does not fit us. And Matthieu just said nothing. He just left them with their crap. That's all, because this is all crap. And what had to be done before we could move on with getting CrowdBunker out of beta is to protect juridically, to protect at a legal level all those aspects that could, in one way or another, get hijacked by the French government or by the European Union or by whatever. So we had to protect the bunker before we could move forward with the rest of this incredible project that had to be done. So this is one more thing. CrowdBunker is not incorporated neither in France nor even in the European Union. And this was very important to be done. And it took nearly a year for this to happen because of all the travel restrictions and because of having to benchmark all the options that we had to incorporate CrowdBunker. One thing very important I wanna say right now is that I have no conflict of interest whatsoever. I'm a volunteer. I say I'm a CrowdBunker evangelizer for a simple reason that this is what I'm doing. This is one of the many things that I believe in. I believe in CrowdBunker. So I really push forward this project because it's in my interest, my individual interest, but also our collective interest. Me as an individual, I have an interest in seeing CrowdBunker grow, and us collectively, we also have that same interest. So I'm just aligning who I am with what I do, and I own no share whatsoever of CrowdBunker. I'm not being paid to say and do what I do. I don't need any kind of interest other than the one of life, which is the same interest that you, me, everyone here have. We're all living beings, human beings, and protecting life is in our best interest. Protecting life and letting it grow, actually letting it blossom. And when life is being put at risk, there is no question of personal interest anymore. Me as an individual and us as a collective of human beings, we have the same interest. That's called life. So I want to stress this out. I own no shares of CrowdBunker. I'm not being paid to do what I do, to say what I say. I just believe very strongly in this project. So it had to take time. It took time, rather, before CrowdBunker could be protected as a project, as a company, because it is a company which is 100% owned by Matthieu. And it took a lot of time to decide where it was going to get incorporated and be able to do it physically. And that happened in Dubai. We can say it's okay, although it might make it easier for those who want to hinder that project. But anyways, it's going to happen. Why Dubai was chosen? It's because that's where Telegram is incorporated too. So we assume that it was certainly the best choice, but other options were considered, like Singapore and other options. So it took a little while, but right now it's definitely not only legally independent, but it has to become also financially independent. So far, it's been all financed by donations, which is still the case, and those donations were totally voluntary. Nothing has ever been imposed on anyone. Say, hey, if you don't pay, you don't get, because this is like the kind of informations that are on CrowdBunker. You don't see that many videos of cats and like all those YouTube cats there. This is not the place for that. All the people are free to post anything they want, but this is not the kind of videos that you will find on CrowdBunker. But nobody's ever been kept from accessing a certain content because he was not making a donation. Although a few months ago, for T-Proud, which is the company that came up, the production company that came up with hold up and then hold on and then hold out and then hold on, those films which were at first very, especially hold up, which were very successful, and then they were broken down by those corrupted medias, and they had their accounts on Vimeo, and I don't know which crowdfunding platform too closed because of the pressure of the government. And this is not something that can happen to CrowdBunker. So T-Proud came to us to ask us to host their last movie, which was Hold On, I guess. And so we created for them. I mean, I'm saying we because I totally include myself in CrowdBunker as a project, but again, I'm not a shareholder or an employee or anything. I'm just really a volunteer who's evangelizing about this incredible project that we need to feed together. Everyone with their own competencies, with their own capacities, whether it's financial, whether it's technical, whether it's human, whether it's the capacity to just talk about it. We have to contribute to this project. So I'm just like a simple human being who sees his interest in this, and I'm contributing in that way. And so when T-Prod came to us and say, hey, can you help us? We said, yes, of course, we can. And we created just for them at the beginning capacity to sell their movie for a fair price, and then once they made enough money out of it to cover their costs and to make a little profit, it's very important so that they can continue to invest in other projects. Then it got released to the whole public for free. So this is the kind of project that we're into. We're onto something that's so powerful because there is this drive of serving our common interest, life, and there is this capacity, technical and human, and most importantly, this incredible drive to move forward, no matter what those criminals are doing around us. CrowdBunker is the way for me. It's really the way. It's the way towards our own freedom by using our freedom of speech.
So CrowdBunker versus other platforms. So if you are in the domain, right, you as a user, you know that you've got the choice: CrowdBunker, BitChute, Rumble. Why would I hope for CrowdBunker rather than just uploading on Rumble or other platforms? It helps me understand as a user. But what's the difference as a user?
Anybody's free to upload on YouTube. I upload on YouTube. I stream on YouTube. I stream on Facebook. I stream on Twitch. I stream on LinkedIn. I stream on Twitter even. I don't. Rumble, I don't. DLive, I don't. Odyssey, it gets synchronized from YouTube. I stream on all those platforms. But why CrowdBunker more than the others? Simply because of trust. Simply. Look at Rumble, for example. Right now, Rumble, I don't know how old it is, but Rumble right now from France, legally, it's impossible to access it. If you respect the the French law, you can't access to Rumble. You have to use a VPN or to use Brave or Tor or whatever to access it. So, isn't that crazy? You cannot access Rumble from France. That means all those content creators, French content creators who have been posting on Rumble, who've invested time, money, effort to get their content on Rumble and to maybe make up for those YouTube channels that got censored that they lost. Well, right now, again, they lost their capacity to be in contact with their French audience. This is not something that can happen with CrowdBunker. That's why we're going so slow, because we have been taking the time to do things in the right way. First, we protect ourselves legally. It took some time, and most importantly, for me, CrowdBunker is a miracle. It's doing things which even like huge platforms like Odyssey are not managing to do, like having a stable live streaming platform for free. Even Odyssey, with all the money they have behind them, with the blockchain, with their how do we call that? Their cryptocurrency and everything. They're not managing to have a stable platform for live streaming. People find troubles and then you have to re-upload your video after. There is nothing like this in CrowdBunker. It's so stable and it's all being done with donations, voluntary donations. This is crazy. When we're going to have raised the money that we need to start, because right now it's only one guy, Matthieu, and me speaking, me blah-blahing, that's all. Matthieu doing the work, Matthieu doing all the work. So when we're going to have a team of developers, of people who can do some kind of community management, some kind of marketing or whatever, it's going to be crazy. CrowdBunker is definitely going to be that platform where everyone wants to be if they want to protect their free speech. If you just want to watch videos of cats or, I don't know, make whatever, that's fine. You can be anywhere. But if you want to protect your free speech, quite honestly, a company that's being owned by one man, we know him. Young guy, 26 years old. You can just look at his face. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Face that you can trust. A commitment that you can see and that you can trust. It's in a place, it's incorporated in a place where neither the US government, nor the French government, nor the whole can come and mess with us. It has a short list of features to come, which is just crazy. And we have the capacity to do it thanks to the genius of Matthieu. If you look at the roadmap, you're going to see, I mean, the roadmap is not public, but there is a short list of features that's just crazy. And most importantly, we don't use any kind of algorithms, all that kind of stuff. And we're going, that is nothing is recommended because we analyze, okay, that ton of people that, like, we put people in boxes and say, okay, we're going to serve them that because they're this kind of people. Nothing like that. No algorithms, no artificial intelligence. If artificial intelligence will be used, it will be just for transcripting. That's all. Just for transcribing the videos, the text, and for making like language, like syntactic links between content, but not to recommend content. All this content recommendation, we want to base it on collective intelligence. That is, how do people interact with the content and how they evaluate it based on their own intelligence, and how collectively our intelligence creates content that gets promoted, that gets to be seen, and other content, for example, like spam or like trolls who are here just to mess up with what they think are algorithms, which are not. It's going to be real people, actually, like moderators, but everybody will be a moderator. And how will we do this? By upvoting and downvoting, as simple as that. And this is how it should be. Content should never be kept in silos. It should never be kept as something that, okay, you're looking at this, and unless YouTube or Facebook suggests something else, you don't see it. This is how it works through artificial intelligence, through these algorithms. They keep people in silos, so you're subscribed to this channel, you get to see this video from the channel. You have not seen the hundreds of others. You've seen just this one. Imagine now, if you start with certain content, and then in the video, say, just imagine, in the video, when you reach a certain point, you see, oh, a little pop-up, for example, or maybe you don't activate it, but if you activate that video, you see a little pop-up that tells you, hey, if you want more information about this that he just said, for example, let's talk about the injections. If you want to know about the secondary effects, the side effects of injections, hey, this that he just talked about is related to a whole thread that talks about that, and a whole thread that's being curated by other people, that's related to other videos, that's related to text, that's related to images, that's related to a whole corpus of knowledge. And everybody has been curated this. So say in that video from the minute 3:23 to 4:24, it talks about that. And in another video from the minute 15:24 to the minute 18:13, it gives an answer that contributes, that is complementary of what was being said in that video. And all of that is organized neatly in a thread in which everybody is here to come and upvote or downvote, say, oh, this is really relevant, this is not. And there we go, etc., etc., etc. CrowdBunker is literally going to become like a real Wikipedia, not a manipulated Wikipedia. So many people have been totally bashed on Wikipedia simply because they could not update their own page. They cannot update their own page. Why? Because somebody's coming and say, no, this is false. When they are the own source, they're on their own source. Yeah, they can't do it.
Wikipedia this is like a propaganda tool, basically, for those Absolutely. Who don't know it, because a lot of people still don't know it. Still, a lot of people still believe that it is the Wikipedia that you had 10 years ago. It has nothing to do with that now. So strong foundation of the bunker made in France, legal independence, financial independence. Let's go toward the crowdfunding campaign that is running currently, right? I believe it's take the audience through this because it's important.
Absolutely. Well, CrowdBunker, as you said, is made in France. It's not right now incorporated in France for a simple reason that France currently is under occupation. It's under the occupation of the French République, which is not France. I don't identify at all with those criminals. Most of them, these institutions and the people who are running them, and even the elections and all that crap, they make us believe that is democratic. It's not. It's a big, illegal, immoral, and certainly a legitimate manipulation of the public opinion. And how do they do that? Through the public media. So yes, it is made in France, but it's not incorporated in France. And I'm not in France.
I guess Matthieu would be happy to come back if the law was actually and the regulation was good for free speech and stuff like that. But as the regulation is not good for that, then there's choice to be made, right? So
right. But the DNA is definitely France, and I strongly believe, and I cannot explain it, but I strongly believe that the way out of all this infernal, diabolic crisis that they put us in will come from France. In one way or another, I cannot explain it, but this is my intuition. Anyways, CrowdBunker is definitely built to last, and we need for that money, of course. We want to keep it as accessible to as many people as possible, because this is what free speech should be about: the ability to speak and the ability to listen. Money should never be a hindrance for that, never, because money is the tool that they use actually to keep us down, to keep us actually prisoners of their system, financial, economic, societal system. It's money that they use, pressuring us by money. But still, there needs to be money to pay for the servers, to pay for the people who are going to be working, so that they can also pay their bills and get food on their plate, so that they can keep on working day after day after day. So yes, there is currently a campaign which is ongoing. We are at hardly 30. We did not reach 40% yet. I think
I think as of this morning it's 36%, if I'm correct. I just went on the website just before our call just to check. So 36% of how much you're raising?
Yes. 300,000 euros, which is peanuts, really. It's really peanuts. 36.44%. This is where we are, 36.44% of the campaign. And we're raising only 300,000 euros because the way Matthieu has designed the platform is very efficient. If you look at the page, the crowdfunding page on the website, crowdbunker.com/fund, you will see how we compare to other projects, to other like the cost of running CrowdBunker, how it compares to other platforms, like for hosting, for example, like Cloudflare or Google Cloud CDN or Amazon CloudFront or Fastly, how the costs actually that we are managing to have compare. It's ridiculous. What we are doing is just incredible. Matthieu has put his genius at the service of our freedom of speech, and so the value for money that we are getting out of our funding is just incredible. And that's how we can run such a big platform that gets up to 3 million unique visitors per month with only a few tens of thousands of euros every month.
Yeah, if you do the ratio of number of users a month versus 300,000, it's
incredible.
Financial independence. And yeah, we should mention that on the website, there's a whole page, and we'll put the link below the video to how this money is actually being used, right, from a technical and detailed perspective. Like, so it shows when you, so I went through this page twice actually, and it shows the transparency, right, of the project, of what Matthieu is doing. And this is not offered by a lot of companies, right? You want to take us a little bit through this, the level of transparency that CrowdBunker is offering?
Full transparency. There is nothing to be hidden, actually. Matthieu could not put himself too much into the limelight at the beginning, because he was, honestly, and he was right too, he was a bit scared for his own safety, and all the projects was only leaning on him. If anything happened to him because of pressure from the government or whatever, then we would be in trouble. So right now it's more, it's safer. So he's putting himself out a little more, and the more it's gonna go, the more we're gonna be, I would say, very loud. The louder and louder we're gonna get, and it's all a matter of support, how much support we manage to get from a larger and larger audience. Right now there is very little content in English on CrowdBunker, although it is available in English. It's also available in German and in Spanish, I think. No, sorry, in German and in English. Spanish is still in process. It's not done yet, but you can literally use CrowdBunker from now on in English, no problem, from now on. It's just that we don't have that many English content creators yet, English-speaking content creators yet, because we mostly speak French. Matthieu and me and everybody who uses CrowdBunker, we mostly speak French.
Yeah, and French is being spoken in a lot of countries around the world. Actually, it will be surprising that hundreds of millions of people actually can speak French. It's important. It's a very vast market, but English, I guess, will develop this also for Peoplelyzer, as we are also English-based, but this is the goal. Hayssam, let's take the user. So when you donate like 10 or 20 or more euros, basically you can give as much as you want, right? Where is this value going, basically, right? What do you do? How do you transform those 10 euro into value for the end users? I'd like people to really understand that when they give, when they donate 10 or 20 or more euros, how does that end up as a value, as an outcome for people? It's important.
So everybody right now is free to use CrowdBunker, free from any kind of charge. It's free. And the very important thing with CrowdBunker is that people are not the products. If you go on YouTube, you get targeted by advertisers to whom YouTube sells your content. Same thing for Facebook, same thing for Twitter, same thing for LinkedIn, same thing for all those pseudo-social, which are totally asocial platforms because they cut people from their own independence. They just control people. So it's not this is not what societies are built upon. Societies are built upon the respect of individuals. So CrowdBunker does not sell any information, any data to advertisers. CrowdBunker does not have any shareholders, investors, like any financial stakeholders. The only source of revenue for CrowdBunker is its users who donate willingly for their own capacity to access that content. If people do not donate, CrowdBunker cannot exist. It's as simple as that. And the people who donate, who have the capacity to donate, actually make up for those who don't have the capacity to donate. And this is the kind of world that we need to create. We need to co-create together a world of respect for our differences, where the haves can make up for the have-nots in a certain field, because there is not only money, there is also the ability to express oneself. There is also the ability to curate content. There is also the ability to share content. There is also the ability to create something that will contribute to the content, on the content. So everybody can have a role. It's not only about the money. If it were for the money, I would want to share of CrowdBunker's how do we call that again? Capital. I would want a salary. I would want something for me in terms of finances. I don't, because it's not what CrowdBunker is about. CrowdBunker is about protecting the most valuable asset that we have, life. And life is invaluable. We cannot put a price tag on life. So it's not about money. If we have money, and if we understand, if we have the capacity to understand here and to resonate here, then yes, we should put some money in this project, because we're not doing it for CrowdBunker. We're doing it for ourselves, for our capacity to have that bunker in which we can get when we need. And it's going to be more and more obvious that we need that bunker. It's going to be more and more obvious with time going.
Yeah, definitely. It's increasingly obvious that we need a place that protects information, that allow you to access information, that help you to take good decisions for yourself and the people that you love around yourself. Right. Any last word before we ramp up this interview? A lot of content already for people, but
hey, I keep on hitting on money and stuff because I really don't care about that. Actually, myself as a coach, I don't sell anything. I don't want to sell anything. I'm already actually looking forward to this free sharing world where everybody will be free to share what he likes and to be useful to others. So
Yep.
I don't sell anything. I donate everything I do, and I let everybody free to donate what they want. But I understand that we live in a in a world that's been, in a way, it's been designed in that way, but that's being currently ruled by money. So for those content creators who would be wondering, hey, okay, I like what you say, I like what the direction it's going to, but I still need to make an income. So that's why I'm on YouTube. That's why I'm on this. That's why I'm on that. Good news is you can make an income on CrowdBunker too. It will be possible to sell your content on CrowdBunker if you want to. It will be possible to receive donations too. It will be possible to sell actually freebies and all kinds of things on CrowdBunker. And most importantly, you can be sure that you have like real people, human beings who will be listening to you. You won't have to deal with whatever kind of algorithm or with any kind of wall with just a help center that gives you like pre-made answers. Like, we are real human beings, and it's the heart that speaks here. It's neither the corrupted mind corrupted by all this conditioning from this crazy society, and it's certainly not the pocket that speaks. It's definitely the heart, because we understand that it's the same life that animates all of our hearts. So there can be many, certainly other ways for people to make a revenue on CrowdBunker. And every single subscriber that those content creators who decide to trust CrowdBunker will be theirs. It will never be taken away by any kind of censorship. All the people who follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, I don't own those subscribers. The relationship, to those subscribers, I don't own it. It can be taken away just like that. It's like, who, for example, unsubscribes from somebody on YouTube? Who does that? Have you ever, Julien, unsubscribed from a channel on YouTube?
Seldom happen, yeah.
I never do that. If it happens, I don't remember last time it happened. For a while, every time somebody was registering, was subscribing to my channel, I was losing subscribers, losing subscribers. This is the kind of stuff that I would say an immoral and whatever kind of interest it can have. A company that does not respect its users, for a simple reason that its users are not the ones who make them make money. It's the advertisers. So a company that does not respect its users can do anything to them. This is not what CrowdBunker is about. CrowdBunker is a bunker for the crowd, by the crowd.
Okay. Awesome, Hayssam. Yeah, and for all those who believe into what we're saying, and it's important, right? So to maintain freedom of speech and all this, I suggest you definitely to go fund this thing, because some of the time we can't take action and we don't know what to do by ourselves in terms of taking physical actions. But like, you've got the opportunity with your own wallet right now to vote and to put your money where your mouth is, where your thinking is. So it's a good opportunity, and I will do so. Yeah. Actually, I haven't donated yet, but just after this session, I will definitely donate about for what you guys are doing, because it's important. Right? Awesome, Hayssam.
Yes, it is important.
It was a pleasure to have you, to spend time with you, and I hope it's the first interview in English, I believe, for this part.
Yes.
So yeah, I hope it will be welcomed by the people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Julien, also for what you do for Peoplelyzer. Thank you also for having the lucidity to see that when you donate for such a project, you're actually donating for yourself, for your own interest. And if anybody's, of course, interested in having us talk about CrowdBunker on their own channels, we're very, we will make ourselves available.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Take care.
Thanks, Julien. Take care.
So if you want to donate to CrowdBunker.com because you think that, yeah, they are doing a good job at protecting information and this should be supported, here is how to do so. This is Firefox. So you take any browser, CrowdBunker.com, right? This is the entry page of CrowdBunker.com. You've got a button here to donate, and you also have one here. They actually explain you here what they're doing. CrowdBunker protect our freedom of expression. It is a platform that is exclusively funded by your donation. Any individual contribution, no matter how small, allow us to expand our capabilities to better protect the freedom of all of us. So if you click on donate here, you access a new page where CrowdBunker is actually describing you why they need money, right? Why do we need money? There's quite some information. What are our financial needs? The context, so the story of CrowdBunker, another solution, and their principles, right? So they are being pretty transparent on, they offer transparency on what they are doing and why do they do it, right? So you can see the current level of funding, 36.7%. So actually 0.01% correspond to 30 euro, right? And then if we come back to the main page, so you can donate through here or through here, it's the same, right? So donate to CrowdBunker. So you can donate by credit card through PayPal. So if you click on PayPal, it's going onto the PayPal website, okay? Just coming back on the transfer or cryptocurrencies, and you have a choice of different cryptocurrencies, right? So let's give in our context by credit card. Let's go with 25. Let's donate once. So you can donate every month and you can cancel it when you want, or you can donate as a one shot. Let me put my detail. And you donate. And yeah, it's done. 25 euro toward freedom of speech, and that make a difference. A little pop-up to tell you that your donation has been registered. You can close it, and it's done. That's it. Pretty simple process, right? And you can make a lot of change with this simple process. So if you feel like doing it, go for it. Don't wait. Cheers.